Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your May reading. I am doing personal readings, and information about that you can find in the description box below. I am really deeply grateful for all the comments, the appreciations, the generous donations. They mean a lot. And moreover, your presence here now is the most important key to my being able to do what I do. And it's something I enjoy doing. So thank you for making this possible. So your overall energy, Virgo, for the month of May is the Seven of Swords. There have been ways in which you may have sabotaged yourself with regards to a certain intention, wish, or something that a goal that you deeply desire, that you know is an expression of who you are, that is aligned with your purpose on the planet. And there are ways in which you have encountered resistance to your ideas, either at work, in your relationships, when you have shared ideas or your intention and you have been misunderstood, perhaps derided, made fun of, or gossiped about in ways that hurt you, that diminished you, that triggered your own doubts, that in some cases, perhaps in more than we care to admit, that actually blocked you from doing something that you had planned to do. At this point, you are understanding all the aspects of your own experience, expression, uncertainty, the self-doubting. The energy of that is something you're recognizing your responsibility in that. As you've matured through your achievements, you have come to understand that there are always resistors, there are always critics, there are always out and out haters. And now that you understand that's part of the landscape, you are using that information, no matter how destructively that criticism or feedback is aimed, that you're gaining useful information that is allowing you to be selective about the challenges you take on, so that you're not expending all of your energy responding to those who don't want to get you or don't want to support you, but instead you're using that information to move on to a place where you will get the support that you are deserving of, that you will get an airing or a chance to develop an idea or a project. So this is both your ability to not be stopped towards a certain goal, but it's also the way in which you now observe yourself, stopping yourself, doubting yourself, being uncertain about your ideas, hiding yourself, perhaps, as a way of dodging resistance. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity and the way others see you, the devil is not the devil. The devil is an expression of power, passion taken to the extreme. So the devil actually can harness a positive quality. Unfortunately for you, your idea about how you must be in the world has been shaped by the expectations of others to some degree or other. Doesn't mean that everything you've accomplished is because somebody else expected you to do so. It does mean that the things that you have decided are most valuable to you, that are most important, have in some way excluded other things. You felt that you had to make a choice, either or. I can have love or I can have money. I can have wealth and I can be miserable. I can, whatever the dualities are that we toss, we contemplate, that we understand from our experience of conditioning, also from the material world, what we observe around us. Having power is something you may be worthy of risking a sense of integrity or morality for. And at some level, that may be something you've bought into. The truth is that that isn't the reality at all. As long as you are pursuing your goals, your standards, the things that authentically express who you are, no one is obligated. You're not obligated to anyone because of what they expect, what they have defined is your ability or purpose. This is really about being free from those who have defined you. And you are taking within your own powers the ability to shape and define your effort, your relationship with your community, with the world on your own terms. In the first house, the Five of Wands is about being a part of a team. For some of you, this relates to staff members, students, clients, those that you are responsible for imparting information to, instructing in some way. But your way of being a member of a team most productively is as a collaboration, seeing your clients or your teammates as collaborators goes further to find a solution, innovate a solution that belongs to all members of the team when you are building from a place of strength. And you have the ability to exhibit that strength, that goal, that value that exemplifies power to you. That can be the power of information that you're able to share and structure your audience, your team, your class in a way that allows everyone to lead from a place of their strength and to follow the lead of others. So this is really challenging. The structure is challenging the way that you've been, the way much of industry and work is structured hierarchically. Much of our society is, but it's also challenging the way that you want to be of service to others, that you've been told you must be of service to others. In the fourth house, the house of your soul, your family, your roots, the Chariot is describing this wonderful ability that you are taking, this wonderful emotional quality that says, I deserve to pursue my vision in my way. And to that end, I cannot be distracted by the needs of others when they're not relevant to the goal, the target. You're not, this is you not apologizing for being unique or different. And coming up in this house, something tells me that there is something marked about you in your family. You might have been a unique child in some way. You might have been the child who was expected to be successful. But along with that came the expectation that you would then provide or take care of members of the family. And you're really challenging that in some ways. You're recognizing that you have that taken care of, telling others, providing for others, directing others. You've got that part down. And now you're really interested in inhabiting your vision of success on your terms, something that only you uniquely can provide to others as a function of who you are. So you're moving really quickly with a lot of focus on something that has meaning to you. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, the Two of Cups is lovely. And this is really, again, reflecting on the deeper connection that you are making between yourself, your lived experience, and your potential. And for Virgo, I always have the sense that you have achieved a lot, that you are accomplished with regard to your work or an effort, but that now is the time for that you are recognizing a new level of achievement that is more expressive of your authentic self. This is a time when you are not responding to the demands of the world or the expectations of others, but to your own visionary memory. This is you connecting deeply with your own dreams and desires, the things that you want, that express your talents. And that is something that is potentially reflected in all of your relationships. In other words, forming deep connections with friends, with partners, with students, with clients that are about supporting each other. There's mutual support here. There's a mutual connection that is deeply nourishing and healing. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Virgo, please like this video, share this with others, and comment below. And ultimately subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the love card. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This is falling down emphatically on the side of deeper connections with yourself, with your sense of accomplishment in the world, with your presentation of yourself, and with making a deep connection that will be long-lasting, a real friendship here. And from the flora and fauna of Africa, I pulled the Komodo dragon. The plant associated with this creature is the oak. We know of the mighty oak. And the key word is steadfastness. It is time to make an important decision. Trust your instinct and don't waste time doubting yourself. Opportunity awaits. Yes, indeed. So I'm feeling a real leap of risk-taking in your leveraging your pathway onto what for you is deeper and higher ground. So you're really making a leap towards authentically expressing yourself, sharing yourself in a way with yourself and the world in a way that is much deeper than it has been in the past, and deeper than what you thought was possible. So in the first house, the Five of Wands is clarified by the Three of Swords in the second house and the Four of Swords in the third house. Interesting. So the subject of love is looming large here in terms of your accomplishment, how your accomplishment is presented and who for. And there is a time, there is a value to the failures and the disappointments you've endured. And it may seem that those have been superficial or intentional, or there just wasn't a click. And for many of you, it was a question of commitment. Your willingness, your ability to commit might have been larger to a larger vision of your interaction or participation in the world than in a particular relationship. And that can have been because of some experience in childhood, the way that you learn that love was supposed to look a certain way. It could have been affected by the loss of a parent, etc. Those are some examples. But the Four of Swords is indicating that not only are you healing from that, but you are taking the time to deeply understand what you've learned from those failures, those disappointments, those heartbreaks. And that has given you the clarity that these disappointments, these pains, this suffering were actually gifts to you. Gifts that forestalled, perhaps, a relationship until you had accomplished something in the outer world that was necessary for you. Perhaps others depended on you for that accomplishment. And now at this time, you are able to appreciate what you've learned about yourself, what you now understand you need in a partner. And with the Chariot card here, if you're embracing your unique qualities, your differences without shame, without embarrassment, you are also recognizing that your partner is going to be someone who is not conventional, that does not fit necessarily other people's picture of what that should be. That perhaps what you're looking for is a partner, a match, someone who mutually supports and connects with your deepest values and desires, and is able to work with you towards those ends, shared ends, or even your individual ways of working towards this higher goal. In the fourth house, the Chariot card is clarified by the King of Swords in the fifth house and the Empress in the sixth house. There's an effort for you to communicate, share, or record the vast amount of knowledge that you've accumulated in your practice, whatever that practice is. You may be facilitating a conversation, a discourse, a meeting of the minds, particularly among your peer group. These can also be collaborators, but these are people who share your talents, share your gifts in some way, and can objectify this creative process. This is something that gives you joy. This is something you're absolutely passionate about. And this is also helping you to reshape your achievements, your accomplishment, your effort, so that you are clear about what you want your reality, your whole reality to look like. The Empress is also indicating that you are coming in sync with exchanges of energy, all energies, including love and money. And the Empress is about the ability to give and receive. So in some ways, where the devil is in some cases, the conventional captain of industry, someone who is at the top of their game, someone who commands others, manages vast resources, you're really understanding this expression and accomplishment of being one that is about your expression, the way you give shape to your ideas. And so that you are understanding that it is really in the moment that we are in sync with seasonal rhythms, the ability to just continually generate new ideas as a way of, on the regular daily routines, habitually fueling our vision, fueling a grander, greater vision with the steps that become enjoyable because they're an expression of your natural talents. So you're building up a practice here that is putting you on the other side of what you have understood to be your power. This is putting you in a place of receiving, of making space to receive, of not always needing to do, provide, go, accomplish, achieve. Instead, this is you sitting back and being your receptive but generative self. In the seventh house, the Two of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Cups in the eighth house and the Eight of Pentacles in the ninth house. Well, you are accomplished, you are busy, and there is almost no way that you can stop yourself as you are elevating or shifting your gears, transitioning into a more holistic and personally satisfying vision. What you're doing now, the connections you're making now, the ideas that are coming to you regularly, the practice that you have maintained for yourself, created for yourself, is just generating more dedication. If you can get this much positive feeling and support for shifting to a place where you serve yourself first as part of the tremendous service you provide, then you are even more motivated to dedicating yourself to the improvement of your craft, of making those connections, of working tirelessly, of executing every step of the plan in order to be fully prepared for the abundance that you are now experiencing through your emotional relationship side. This is an aspect of your life that may have been neglected or you may have suffered from greatly. But you now have a sense of gratitude for what you've learned, and you understand what you've learned, even in failed relationships, is that this sense of gratitude is seeding you in every area of your life, not just your relationships. The 10th house devil is clarified by the judgment in the 11th house and the 10 of wands in the 12th house. Yes, you're dropping a big burden. You're dropping many big burdens. You have been carrying around a lot of responsibilities and obligations to a number of organizations, individuals, values, principles. You have been doing your job to the point of exhaustion, almost depletion, and your ability to appreciate and deconstruct your failures so that you can understand that they were in fact learning experiences. You are now into a place where your purpose, your mission, even your achievement is moving to a new level of fulfillment. Your consciousness is raised. You understand that you're not just here to satisfy others or to satisfy yourself, that they're both interwoven, and that you can't truly serve others in the way that you would like without serving your whole self. You are now finding the joy in your work as you find the purpose in your own life, the satisfaction, the balance, the harmony, the connection. I'm going to finish off this reading, Virgo, with a crystal oracle and hope that this reading has been of value to you, that you're getting something from this. And I pulled the Aragonite. Release your emotional baggage. Wow, that's how we ended here. Thank you so much for this reading, Virgo. Until next time, namaste.